Flowers for Algernon by Daniel Keyes, published in 1959. Synopsis: a mentally handicapped man named Charlie, he undergoes this procedure that is meant to increase his intelligence, and it succeeds. His IQ, it goes sky high, and his understanding of the world and his place in it begins to change, and he begins to feel things that he has never felt before. Should you read this book? Yes, but it's a weak yes. The aspects of the premise I was most interested in, at least initially, aren't the things that this book explores. Don't expect much in the way of science. Still, the premise is a unique and interesting one. I was fascinated by the author's ability to, as far as I could tell, believably portray a mentally impaired individual. And I like the gradual way in which elements of Charlie's past are revealed. Things about his parents, his friends at the bakery, his relationship with Alice. It's interesting to see his understanding of past events shift with this added intelligence. The book also, it tiptoes around the science behind this whole brain procedure, which I thought was smart, because from the tidbits that we do get, I doubt the author put much thought into how any of this is happening. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And that's okay, that's not what the book is trying to explore. The procedure, it's just a means to an end. And I'm fine with that. This allows the story to explore some interesting psychological ideas. I also like the way the book wraps up. The conclusion is thought-provoking, it's reflective, it hit me in ways I didn't expect. The final chapters are what make Flowers for Algernon worth reading. I'm talking about the ending. It somehow crept up on me, not really sure how. I read the book on my Kindle, so you've always got that progress bar on the bottom telling you how far you are in the book. So yeah. Still, in spite of the positives, Charlie's emotional immaturity often rubbed me the wrong way. It's infuriating. He loses his temper constantly. He thinks everyone is out to get him. He's condescending and critical for almost no reason. I went from pitying this mentally challenged individual to strongly disliking this genius. His arrogance isn't the result of his intelligence. Most highly intelligent people don't see it as a burden to talk with regular individuals. I don't know, this guy, he's hard to understand. And though this is a minor thing, I wish there weren't so many terrible people in Charlie's pre-operation life. I get it, some people, they're jerks, but I find too many stories exaggerate the number and severity of such people. Sure, in the end, it helps justify, to an extent, some of Charlie's later actions, but I still didn't like it. Such tactics feel overly manipulative, like they're only here to make us feel even more sorry for our protagonist. Also, the science here is bogus. This isn't usually something that bothers me when the surrounding story is great, but I think I've already established that that is not the case here. One such example of scientific nonsense, Charlie learns way too quickly. His IQ, it starts in the 70s and it gradually climbs up until it's in the 180s over the course of 3 months. In that time, he learns 20 languages and is practically an expert in every field. Today, there are people with IQs over 200, and they can't do nearly as many things as this character can. Learning this much this quickly is impossible. And the second half, it gets a little bit strange. The thoughts that go through Charlie's head are interesting, but they're pretty out there. In conclusion, yes, Flowers for Algernon is worth reading, but only slightly. It explores some interesting ideas, sure, but most of them aren't valuable to contemplate. What if an unintelligent person became super intelligent in a very short period of time? How would that affect them? How would that affect the people around them? It's an interesting thought puzzle, but what's the point? Anyway, that's all I've got. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and thanks for watching. Peace.